both Simon and I here at the Panic Brother Shadow have loved Dragon Ball Z, our entire lives. And when Akira Toriyama unfortunately passed away, that day really, really messed us up. I mean, I was crying all day, all night. I mean, it really got to me. When news... God, this is going to be a crazy episode.
So different. Like, I'm not used to this.
When the news...
When I told my wife that night, one of the things that she told me was that she is so down to finally watch Dragon Ball Z for the first time in her life. One, because she saw me crying and she wants to make me feel better. But two, because she herself wanted to know what the heck made everybody go so crazy over Dragon Ball Z. Why does everybody like this show so much? In her opinion, it was just a show of...
I'm not gonna lie, I just thought it was just a show about testosterones, like just flying all around.
The characters were testosterone, just flying around.
Yeah. Because like every time I thought about Dragon Ball Z or saw people liking Dragon Ball Z, it was just a guy talking about how much like they love the fight between Goku or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's all I thought of it as, so I didn't think it was deeper than that. So I didn't want to watch it.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't blame you because majority of the conversations on social media ends up just being about that. Usually there's not really much deeper conversation going on about Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, there's there's memes about how the fandom is basically brain dead because all they talk about is just fighting.
There's also memes that nobody who loves Dragon Ball Z has watched it. Or Reddit.
Honestly.
It's Reddit. It's Reddit is what it is.
A lot of people haven't read it. Like, they don't know a lot about Dragon Ball.
What about, like, we have friends too. Like, for example, when I talk about Vegeta, for example, my favorite character, one of my favorite things about Dragon Ball Z was watching his development from the beginning to the very end.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I mention that development to anybody, they're so oblivious to it, like that never happened. Well, and that is the part where I'm just like always confused. Like, are people not watching it? Like,
they're not just paying attention. They're just not paying attention.
Literally, they could be. You could talk about Gohan's growth. Goku arguably also had a huge growth in Saiyan Saga. No one cares. No one really remembers any of that stuff. Like 100%.
Yeah. So my wife and I, we watched Dragon Ball Z. We started with obviously the Saiyan Saga. We did not watch OG Dragon Ball, unfortunately. Maybe one day down the line, but we watched all of Dragon Ball Z. Then we gave it like a couple days break. Then we got into 3 days, and then we got into Super, and we watched all of Super. But we started with the movies. We did the movies.
We watched like 8 to 10 episodes a day sometimes.
Yeah.
And I would go to bed I'm a teacher, and I would go to bed at 1 or 2 a.m. because I'm like, can we go to the next episode? I want to know what happened.
If you tell your kids why you stayed up, though, I feel like that's like kind of low respect. They'll be like,
no,
nah,
you know what's
sucked.
crazy? My kids purposefully tell me that they don't like Dragon Ball Z just so they can like get mad. Like, yeah, they're trying to, because they know how much I love Vegeta and how much I'm attracted to Piccolo, that they're like, Miss Nasrin, what's going on? Like, that's disgusting.
What's going on? That's gross. Is crazy.
So they purposefully hate on Dragon Ball Z just to spite me. So they don't get it.
Yeah, they don't. But
they get My Hero though and other shows.
Oh,
yeah. Oh,
God. Yeah, sorry. Continue.
Simon's favorite series.
Oh, I love it.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I love it so much, dude.
Never mind.
But anyways, yeah, we binged the entire thing. Some moments were a lot harder for you to watch than others, but for the most part, I mean, we were speeding through it. Like I said, we watched all of Dragon Ball Z Kai, not the OG, just Kai.
Which is still fine. I feel like it gets a bad rep by people, but it's not bad at all in my opinion.
Oh, the only really bad thing about it, I would say, is
the bad rep.
The main bad thing about it is just the music.
That's it.
Also, it's a small thing, but people also complain about the pacing at times. Like sometimes, like it kind of feels like too much just got skipped over.
So when we say people complain about it, are we talking about the same men that don't?
No. They're complete. Like the original series and Dragon Ball Z Kai both have their strengths and weaknesses, but Kai is still very much a very valid way of watching Dragon Ball Z.
Definitely valid.
When I say that there's a difference in music, there's a difference in music. Like the music in the original series is
Banks.
like,
oh yeah,
Banks.
there was a song from the Super. In the last of it, when we were watching the Tournament of Power, where we were listening to that song, and it really got to me. I don't know which one it was, but it was with Gohan, and they were going back to the past.
And it broke you?
You mean Goku? Wait, you mean the one with?
Yeah, they're
Goku.
Running.
Goku's running.
Yeah,
the 10 centimeter.
It
was one of the endings. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. You saw me. I cried for that song.
I was tearing up too.
Really tearing up. And I don't tear up. I know you cry at almost everything, but I don't tear up like that.
It was that ending. I don't know if you remember. It was of Goku it starts off with him as a kid.
It's like
then he grabs the Dragon Ball. Yeah, and then he just running as he goes through all the memories.
Yep. And then he goes up, and you can see him growing up.
God, man, about to fucking lose it.
That gets me, especially because if you watch the video if you're watching the ending on YouTube, the top comment is just like, "Yo, rest in peace, Toriyama, man. All these years, all these memories."
That ending hits so much more different, dude. Which I imagine will be for any manga when they pass.
Oh, 100%.
You know, when I finally watched all of Dragon Ball, or all of whatever I watched, I was in the train going to work, and I was so sad that I was gonna come home that day and not watch Dragon Ball. And I started tearing up as to why, like, I finally understood the legend of Toriyama, because, like, I get it now. I get why people were crying.
Wait. Now that's actually, like, a really great first question. What is the legend? Like, what is it that you get?
It's like, because the thing is, a lot of people are so lost on the actual story behind it. There are so many components to Dragon Ball that are touched in almost every other animes. And the thing is, Dragon Ball holds it very deeply in every single aspect of it. For example, they cover the relationship aspect. They cover, brother to brother. They cover how enemies can, just different types of enemies and how they can come about. I told you about my love for Boo and how, complex that Boo is as in general. How, he's such an innocent being, but at the same time, he's so evil. He can do literally anything. So it's there are so many different types of things that they cover. I don't think I can remember every single point that I had, but
I'm sorry, you were talking about the dichotomy of Boo.
I hate when people use that word. They know what that means.
But no, it actually was very valid this time. Okay. It actually was the correct usage.
Literally it was.
But no, it's literally just the fact that I really like how they find every possible way to make a villain. Villain doesn't necessarily have to be just someone who's evil and just want to ruin something. It could also be someone who's innocent, doesn't know what they're doing. There's so many things to it, and the same way we can see it in Hunter x Hunter, where Gon, through his innocence, he's trying to save someone, and he becomes very, at the end of it, when he kind of kills himself trying to be powerful to hurt someone else, but it's really just through his innocence to save someone else. Yeah. So it's there are so many things that we see parallels to other animes, and I love that about Dragon Ball, because now I understand why one time you told me why Dragon Ball is the grandfather of all anime.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And I can see that now, because I don't think I've ever seen an anime because I love action too, and I've told you that, but I care more about the story. And the story to me is seeing someone go through the change and being a better human being. And obviously that's not the case for every single thing, where we see it in Avatar: The Last Airbender, where Aang remains the same person throughout, whereas Zuko becomes a better person, and so on and so forth. But Dragon Ball, we see all those types of character, and that is one of the reasons why I for example, Piccolo kind of, once he becomes a better person, he just remains that better person throughout. Goku still remains the same person, who I believe is a very selfish person who just wants to be strong all the time. Gohan, who is very adamant about education because of his mom. And I love that, because you told me that there were some people who were getting angry at the fact that, he didn't care about being strong, but it makes so much sense for why he doesn't want to be strong, because he grew up not having to care about that. And when he was 5 years old, he fought those people at Namek and whatnot, and but the thing is, eventually, when that 10 years of peace happened, all he cared about was education. When you have 10 years of just thinking about one specific thing, it becomes a part of you, and you cannot just lose that. So it makes sense for why he cares more about education than anything else, and he only wants to be strong for the sake of keeping his family safe. And that's why Vegeta, at the end of it all, is my favorite character, because he ends up marrying a woman who's very much just like him, who has gotten everything handed to him, very spoiled. But at the same time, like, very, very, like, he has everything. Like, he knows everything. He's very strong. And I think Bulma, and they also play out their female characters so fucking well. You know how much I hate animes that sexualize their female characters and only give them female abilities. And that, like, it has everything that I could want in a show. It has the fights that I want. It has the relationship. Yeah. It has me seeing family, because me, obviously, like, I care about the family aspect of it, because that's very, like, it relates to me as a human being. But yeah, I think I said a lot.
yeah, you said a lot, but that was actually...
You said a lot, so I don't even know what to start back on. So it's really important, I think, to note that the things you're seeing that make it a really good show, which I agree with, are things that people don't realize were done in, what, the 90s? When was
80s.
The
80s.
80s and 90s, dude. Because the show obviously would come out later. That's something so early. There was no Naruto, there's no One Piece, there's no, I don't know, Bleach, there's no JJK, there's none of what you see now, which has, in my opinion, better narrative structures and a better storytelling ability, because it feeds off the blueprint. Before Dragon Ball, none of the shows were really doing that. Anime, especially shonen, I think was very much focused on battle. Dragon Ball still very much focused on battle. We all know that. We can't avoid that. But I think Dragon Ball was the first one to make it really clear that these people have motives, relationships. There's real, like, meaning behind the actions they're doing. It's not just always powering up to beat the enemy and calling it a day. There is something between Trunks or Vegeta or Gohan and Goku, Piccolo and Goku, Piccolo and Gohan. Everyone has this little back and forth, no matter who you look at. And I think it's really beautiful that happens so early, and now you see it everywhere. So it's really cool to hear that you caught that so early, because I think a lot of DBZ fans never catch that stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, like, even your point about, like, let's say for Gohan, for example, like, a lot of people will hate on Gohan because, you know, they look at him and they look at him as like, wow, you have the potential to be the greatest, and yet you're choosing not to take it.
But that's the thing, like,
makes sense.
Like what Simon said, it's like, it depends on what you go in expecting. Like, whatever you're going to, like, if you're gonna watch Dragon Ball Z with a specific expectation, that's all you're gonna look for. Now, if you're, for example, a guy who's only looking forward to the fight, that's all you're gonna pay attention to. Like, the same thing with me, when it comes to specific shows, right? I zone out at the parts that I don't care about. Mm-hmm. And that is completely understandable for so many people who watch it knowing that, okay, this is gonna be a really cool fight. I really want to watch that. Ooh, like, you know, because I've noticed that there's a lot of people, and it's also, like, very inspirational that even though they don't know at all about the story, actual story, there are so many guys who use Goku and Vegeta and all these people as a means to be stronger themselves physically. Like, and that even that, like, I would have to say, like, I respect it, but that's the thing, is like, they went in looking for that.
It's very shallow. They come in at the surface and never break down anything deeper than that.
Yeah, right.
Like, but, like, it's still, that's the thing. Like, you don't have a lot of animes that really makes you, like, inspires you to change your life. You know what's crazy? I was telling him, like, after I finished it, I literally looked up kickboxing class, because I'm just like, I want to be strong.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, guy or girl, I feel like some people are influenced by just Goku's physique.
Yeah.
Like, no, I want to be like that. I want to be like that.
Not Goku, Videl. Or maybe Chi-Chi, but Chi-Chi kind of scares me.
You want to be like
so
Videl?
No.
Videl.
Is that your inspiration?
Videl's hotter than Chi.
I don't want to be Chi-Chi.
Can I just be real quick on something real quick, actually? Because you mentioned the woman in the show. I don't fuck with Chi-Chi. I just want to see how you felt about that, because I just don't fuck with her at all.
Wait, why don't you fuck with her?
What's there to fuck with? The Dragon Ball? Sure, she was cool in Dragon Ball. After Dragon Ball?
So I agree with you completely. When we were watching, I used to tell Josue, like, I do not like Chi-Chi, because I feel like her only personality is, like, I just think that, I feel like it's only because I'm, like, a Gen Z, and I'm probably gonna sound all sensitive to a lot of people, but I don't care. But It's because the thing is she was like basically stalking Goku until she fucking married him, because this guy didn't know anything about marriage at all.
I mean, Goku never was gonna learn about marriage, honestly.
Yeah, but he was okay with it. Like, I think he was fine. But it's just that, like, it kind of, I think that just that idea was just kind of weird to me. That her entire personality can be defined in 3 words, and I hate that. Mom, kick-ass, and maybe smart. Like, just kick-ass only because she used to fight in the
I don't even call her kick-ass, man. Like, I think Yamcha can probably fuck her up, man. Like,
okay, all right, shut the fuck up. Obviously, that's not a question.
I'd never been inspired by the ability that she can throw hands, because it never continued. Like, it was Dragon Ball, and that was it.
For me, it's just like, okay, I genuinely believe that as a woman, if you have a dream, if you have something that you're passionate about, it just doesn't stop when you become a mom. And for her,
it did.
It just stopped. Like, when I was talking to Josue about, like, okay, one day I want to be like, I don't mind being a housewife, but that 2 months that I didn't work, I blew my mind because I wanted to do something, and I wanted, like, the fact that I didn't have something to do. Yes.
Here's my thing about Chi-Chi, right? And I think this is the beauty about Dragon Ball Z as a whole, right? Where I think on a surface level you can look at Chi-Chi and be like, yo, she really sucks. But the thing about Dragon Ball Z that's really interesting is that they kind of don't really linger in on these moments, except when you really think about it. Because to me, all she was she spent 4 years with Goku, married in the wilderness, right? With raising a baby. Where all she wants to do to this baby is just teach him to be a scholar. Like, I want you to be a scholar. I want you to be a scholar.
Yeah.
What? Truly a very good motherly thing, parental thing to want.
Some would say she's a little bit OD about it, but yes.
Yes,
okay. Some would say, but are we really? That's a better mother than like half the moms that I know out there, right? Like, I'm not done yet. No, I'm not done yet. Because at the age of when her child is 4 years old, her baby is 4 years old, she had to not only hear news that her husband died, and mind you, her husband was officially declared the strongest person, the protector of the world at the tournament in which they got married.
Yep.
She witnessed her husband become officially named the Guardian of Earth. Like, he is the person to look at when there is danger. Now he is dead and my son is missing. Because her child went missing for an entire year. She did not see Gohan again until after Vegeta was defeated.
What's the point? What are you getting to? There's nothing to do with character. This has nothing to do with her character.
No, I'm just saying that, like, you're telling me that as soon as she finally sees her son again, I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm protecting you. I'm gonna protect you even more.
But brother, what if, right? We had just maybe 2 episodes where we sat down with that. Maybe she was a human being for 2 episodes and was like, hey, no, that's literally what a character is, though. And the fact,
for me, there was no personality.
Exactly. It's a cardboard box in the corner that goes, no, my husband died and my son needs to fucking study because I'm worried, which is totally valid. Sure, that's a valid response. Yeah. But that's it. That's the only thing you get out of her. Just, here's something that happened, Chi-Chi response, move on. Here's something that happened, Chi-Chi response, move on.
For me, that is, oh my god.
Your allergies?
I don't know,
but I'm dying. Chi-Chi hate leaving your system.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the other, fine. I hear you.
Not that. I just think that every other character, almost every one of them, I really loved because it was executed in the ways that I would assume it to be the best. However, Chi-Chi was the one character I think they could have done a lot more with, but they didn't.
Yes.
Fair.
It's not that she isn't more, or is it she isn't great. I think she's
not great.
Could have been great.
Not great.
I just think that she could have been great. She had a lot of potential, and it was just not used because it was spent on a lot more things, which is also fair. But yeah, like that's for me. Chi-Chi for me, like, is just she had no personality. Like, no, besides being a mom, which is awesome. Like, I think that's a great thing. There's just what else?
Okay, to avoid this episode turning into suddenly just
go ahead and switch gears.
I hate Chi-Chi. Yeah,
I do hate it though, but switch gears if you want.
All right. I will say that I think something that I also really love about Dragon Ball Z that to this day I have yet to ever see in another series is Dragon Ball Z has this amazing ability to showcase time passing to the point that, like, and obviously you didn't even see the original Dragon Ball, but when we first meet Goku, he is 12 years old. At the end of Dragon Ball Z, like at the end of like where Z ended, he's in his 50s, close to 60.
I thought he was late 40 now. Oh no, actually yes, 50.
Yeah, 50. But we're talking about like we're seeing the entire lifespan of not only Goku, and not only that, we know what happened to Goku when he was a baby. Also, we saw what happened to him when like in the Broly movie. We even get to see his parents too. So not only did we see his parents and what happened to his parents, then we also get to see we see him as a child getting raised, meet all of these friends, and we see their lives too. And obviously it's only in like certain moments, but again, we're talking like a series where we know the main character and everything that happened to him from the moment he was essentially born up until his mid 50s where Dragon Ball Z ended. That is an insane. Like,
I feel like it's still not enough for me.
No, it's still not enough. Yeah.
Go on.
Well, okay,
Right.
let's not also act like we've been there for all 55 years. Like there are time skips, obviously. But yeah,
No, I was actually there every.
How do you know Dragon Ball Z so well? I was there, bro.
all I'm saying is that no other series has really been able to showcase like even like the generational aspect of this. Because I have a feeling that if Dragon Ball Z were to end, right? Like, even if Dragon Ball Z, let's say, were to end with Goku dying, there's honestly a lot of characters that I think a lot of people would still be like, keep it going.
Yeah.
The fuck? What's going on with Goten and Trunks? Fuck it.
Oh my god.
Like, what's going on now?
I used to talk a lot of shit about, like, before I knew about it, I used to talk about what is Goten doing. But now I learned to love him because I'm just like, okay, I get it now.
Goten is my favorite. I love Goten.
I get why Goten is so...
He's so cute.
So adorable.
Yeah.
He's the cutest little kid, and he's such a kid, you know? Yeah. The one normal child that's just...
Him and Trunks.
Gohan supremacy. So it's still Gohan supremacy, but...
Oh, yeah, because Gohan has more character and, like, an actual arc. Goten is just there for fucking vibes.
I want to give Gohan a hug so bad, dude. Bro, you know how I love characters who go through shit. Roxas, Gohan, Spider-Man.
I know.
Like
my favorite character in Dragon Ball Z of all time is future Gohan, the Gohan that we saw in that little movie.
The one-armed bandit.
That's my favorite character. Like. His story really is he lost everybody
and then dies.
And he never gave up.
and then dies.
Yeah, like he's still trying, dude. Like, and he
only died
because of
fuck,
Trunks.
Dude. Why did Akira Toriyama write that? That was so fucked up of him.
Yo, but
he died after he lost his arm and his leg and everything.
Because think about what kind of psychopath needs to write the Saiyan saga, where like my uncle showed up and then almost kidnapped me, and then my dad died, and then they go to like the Frieza saga, and he thinks, okay, the next saga, I'm gonna write a story where this kid loses everything and then dies at the end. That's kind of fucking insane, dude. I feel like that's really hard to get done, and he got it done.
Not just dies, he loses an arm and then tries to battle two people at once with no arm. Well, he's one arm, and then dies.
And then I think he dies in the arms of Trunks, no? Or does he die before Trunks gets there?
He dies before Trunks.
Okay.
Trunks
I'm about to say, dying in his arms would be insane.
Nah, but going off that point of generational stuff though, is that I also really love that, like, we also see these entire. I know you like this point too. We see entire families being built. Like we know a lot of backstories for almost all the characters. Like we see when we first meet Krillin, he's a little piece of shit. Right? But now, what the hell is he? Bro is married to arguably probably the finest woman in Dragon Ball Z. And he has a kid. Like, we see that entire family being built.
Like, it's not... Krillin is also, like... Their personalities match with the way that they are as adults. That's one thing that I don't notice with a lot of characters in other animes. Where Krillin as a child, it makes complete sense for who he is now. You know what I mean? Like that makes sense.
It makes sense. Also, it makes sense, but also like there's so many animes I feel like where it's really easy to keep him as like a snot-nosed motherfucker when he's an adult, which doesn't make sense in the real world. He wouldn't be like that. So it's really smart for Toriyama to be able to morph that into a actual, adult person that he is now. Yeah,
like there's all these characters. You really just see these changes, and even though you're only checking on them once in a while, like. I don't know. Maybe the only anime that it can even come close to something like that is Naruto. But the way that Naruto approached
I was just about to mention. I think Dragon Ball Z, which people will probably flame me for this take, Dragon Ball Z does better with their characters than Naruto does, because after Naruto to Shippuden, the entire Konoha 11, like it didn't matter. Tenzin, Shikamaru, all these guys had amazing stories. And I think Shikamaru is really the only one that got any kind of attention. And that's what got me so upset. But Dragon Ball Z, like, everyone gets something, dude. Vegeta, Trunks, Gohan, Piccolo, Bulma, everybody.
I would argue that the only person who really fell off, Yamcha.
But that could also be like the comedic, that could be like the comedic factor.
That's his arc. It's his arc.
Like, he literally always did it for the looks of it and for the face of it. Like, when you do it for that, your true weakness is your insecurity. Like, you have a very low term.
You're completely right. You're a potato.
Yamcha would fucking fall apart if you heard that in person.
Yeah. Like, he only wanted to be part of it just so people can see that he's strong, but he was never fully... Like, he was physically strong, but he was not mentally and spiritually strong.
Hell no. Vegeta took his girl, and he just had to take it.
But he was cheating on his girl too.
No, Vegeta took Bulma after Yamcha cheated on him. After Bulma found out Yamcha cheated.
That is true.
Yeah.
Like, he never stood a chance.
Yamcha fumbled, bro.
But I don't think he cares. That's the thing. It's okay.
I think he does now.
I think he's very okay with being a very famous baseball player.
You don't think he goes home to sleep just depressed sometimes? Because like he's surrounded by greatness.
I feel like the only time he's probably going to sleep like sad is because he didn't get picked for the Tournament of Power. That's the only thing he's going to bet for.
Because I would say that it's like, because in regular society, yes, he is extremely cool and strong and valid.
But when he links up with the homies, all of a sudden it's like I ain't shit.
Yeah, it's very much like when it comes to real shit, we cannot rely on.
But that's the thing though. You're not realizing in the Tournament of Power, he really thought he would get picked.
Yeah, he was like, I'm a shark.
That is the whole problem. You think he goes to bed sad, but if he really went to bed sad, he would have known that he would have not got picked.
No, I think it's sadder him thinking he's got it and then realizing, oh, I don't got it, and then that's when the real sadness comes out. Because he stays up thinking like, damn, like I think my life is so good, and every time I see these motherfuckers, I get reminded that I'm not like them. I'm really not.
I'm not built.
To the point that they'd rather resurrect the previous emperor of evil.
Beat in the first saga. That's insane.
So it's not just him not being built that way. He knows how to fly. He knows how to fight. So on and so forth. That one time that the Dragon Ball or something fell into the ocean. I will always keep mentioning that because this motherfucker knows how to swim and he knows how to fly. So he literally, what's that old guy that touched his woman?
Master
Roshi. Yeah. Yes. Master Roshi doesn't fly because of all this thing.
He has personal vendetta.
Yeah, so that's why he doesn't fly. So Master Roshi or somebody had to go in there to get that thing.
Bulma went in the water.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Yamcha, you're not telling me you as a man, you're with multiple women or old man who likes to touch women. Like out of all these people, you know how to fight. You know how to fly and swim. You are choosing not to go down there to get something. That is the easiest thing anyone can do to save face. He chose not to do that. That is completely on him. And that is not him like being like, oh, I'm not one of them. No, you make decisions, you make choices, and that's your consequence. You made that, and that's why they saw that they couldn't even rely on you to fucking dive and get something, and stupid ass.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure that I think the moment was filler, but it was shown in Thai, and the entire time,
I know exactly
like
what you're
Shadia,
talking about.
yeah, Shadia was just like, "Yo, this guy legitimately
Sucks.
fucking sucks, like truly sucks."
I think that's the last
yeah.
time you ever really see him potentially redeem himself, and he couldn't do it.
Bro, he gets better.
It's not even redeeming yourself. You're just jumping into water.
He gets better in the manga.
Oh my
Crazy or not?
God. That's crazy because.
Yeah.
I'm getting angry.
I know.
It's okay.
Okay, but let's stick to conversations that are generally held on
Josue,
social media.
What else you got?
Well, I want to ask you. I know, like, we've been talking a lot about like these character development moments, but I want to keep it to basics now. What was your favorite fight? I know, like it's like at the end of the day, we gotta talk about fights. Like, there's no way.
Obviously, like you have to, because it's the obvious answer. The Tournament of Power. There are so many fights that you have to, like Kaba, when she and not is it Kaba, the one with the green hair?
Kaba's the other dude that looks like Vegeta.
You're the one who loves Vegeta. That's Kaba.
Yeah. No, not Kaba. The girl.
Kale.
Like that fight when she turned, like when they
When they become
fused.
Kefla, I think.
Kefla.
Or something. Yeah.
Kefla against Goku, like that was a really awesome fight. Obviously,
You know what? That's facts. Yeah, Ultra Instinct Goku versus Kefla is like an all-time.
yeah, that because
Wait,
like,
is that your number one? Is that super
No,
fight?
it's
Oh,
not.
okay.
It's not number one because once again, there's too many fights to choose from.
I'm thinking of
But
one.
the thing is, I also didn't agree with it either because how are you Ultra Instinct Goku is one-on-one with Jiren, technically, right? Technically.
I mean, yeah, he held his own like against them.
Yeah.
So.
He held his own until he lost it. But that's when he became weaker because he was already like obviously not at his full strength and he was fighting with Jiren at Ultra Instinct and still held his own. So I think that is masked up. That makes no sense that Kefla masked that energy at Goku's Ultra Instinct.
You're talking about Goku didn't master Ultra Instinct until later.
No, I know that, but I'm talking about Kefla in general. I think even Broly, I think Broly is a strong ass, Saiyan, but even Broly, I wouldn't say can match up to Ultra Instinct. Because Ultra Instinct, we're talking about Whis right now.
The greatest character of all time.
I love, but we're talking about. You said that the whole Dragon Ball game came out, and the whole thing about Whis is that
You can't even touch him.
Yeah,
You saw that?
Which makes sense.
So
Yeah,
that-
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's canonically that makes sense.
Yeah.
This is whole you said he broke the something wall or something like that. I don't know what was it.
Broke the wall.
I don't know.
You said something, but it was just the fact that there's no way you can touch him, right?
Essentially.
Now, if Goku has Whis' power, which is Ultra Instinct, even for that short amount of time, right? How is Kefla being able to fight him and winning?
Oh, when Goku was in Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, that makes no sense because it makes sense for Jiren because of
How
literally
strong
that
he
they
is.
talked about it. But how are you gonna tell me Kale, who's someone who's never realized her power before, right? Well, that's one.
No, yeah.
And then Kale and then Kefla, Kefla in general, this was the first time they fused and automatically they know how to fight Ultra Instinct Goku. Makes no sense to me, but it was still nice to watch it.
You're preaching to the choir because for me, I never liked how Kaba just learned Super Saiyan 2, and then
Yes,
the same,
that is.
and then same thing with Kefla. All of a sudden, you guys went from nothing to something in what,
Yeah.
a couple hours? That makes no fucking sense. I always hated
Meanwhile,
that too.
Goku and Vegeta took years to even master being in that form for at least even 30 minutes.
I know. It's a huge piece in
Don't do that.
What did he say?
He said they suck.
I mean, literally, I don't think they suck, but that part of the storytelling in the Tournament of Power never made sense to me. I always hated that part so much. But speaking of, I did want to ask you. I'll get back to the fight in a minute, but I did want to ask you because you mentioned Jiren in the Tournament of Power. Did you like, and this is a small tangent, so just bear with me here. Did you like Jiren's backstory? Because I thought it was some of the laziest shit I've ever seen before in my life.
I wasn't a big fan of it. It was like how do I explain it?
Do you remember
it? Was like AOT. Yes.
Okay.
It was like AOT, like, you know, when you're like waiting for that moment, like something to come out, like this big answer to the whole story, why this is happening, and then bam, this is the reason. Like, you're just really saddened by it. Because it's not, I'm not saying that it is really lazy, but it's like, it's not just lazy to me. It's, for me, it was just like, this had so much more potential. And for him to be a kid who just like people that didn't like, he kept losing people, and because he lost trust, he became, how do you just become this?
Thank you!
From that.
Dude, this is like,
that makes,
during Super, when this was coming out, I was so mad. Because I felt like I was the only one on these forums that was saying this. It didn't make sense to me that after all this time, all this build up, the main big antagonist we had to beat, there's just so much potential for why is he like this? How did he get so strong? How did he become like this? And that shit was just like you said. I couldn't trust no one, and the people around me died, so I got strong. And it's like, what? That's it? That's the whole back. I was so upset, dude. It's one of my.
It's like, it makes sense if he got strong, right? Because like, we look at Crollo and he got really strong because of everything that he's been through, right?
Yeah.
But to Whisa's level,
that makes no sense. It makes no fucking sense.
Like, it makes sense if you got strong, but to Whisa's level will never make sense.
There's not even like a technique. It's not like he had an ultra instinct. He was just so strong that they were like, he's just that strong. He's just that strong. And that is some of the lazy. I hated that so much.
I might, if I lost trust, would that happen to me? I'm just wondering.
Would you hit the gym and like
would I get ultra instinct all of a sudden?
Didn't you say you thought Jiren was hot before this recording?
Yeah.
Okay, all I said was if Jiren had lips, okay, I like guys with lips. If Jiren had lips and eyebrows, he would be attractive.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That's
okay, you're just dumb. Anyways.
Anyway, back to oh, you're back.
You know who is attractive though? Piccolo.
What? Oh my God, get
Piccolo.
it. You like Piccolo.
Piccolo bad as fuck.
Piccolo is like, ooh, you know.
Okay, so what was your favorite fight? You didn't answer that.
I was about to get back to it.
Thing.
Okay, I need.
I gave her a tangent. It's not her fault.
Yeah.
It's hard because there was so many fights.
There's only one right answer. There's only one right answer.
That happened.
Wait, he's gonna say Gohan versus Cell.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's gonna say that. Yeah.
That was where Dragon Ball Z peaked.
Yeah, is yours? Yeah, it's her. It's one of hers.
I thought you were about to say it is hers.
It is mine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's number one?
I was gonna talk about the Tournament of Power first because that's what I remember, and I was slowly gonna backtrack.
That is the best one, though, in my opinion.
Wait. You said Tien versus Nappa is another one, right?
One of the reasons why I loved. You're so stupid.
No, Tien against Cell when he just kept holding him down in that hole.
Honestly, that is legitimately. I'm sorry.
Top three. Top three.
Okay, I love Tien. Like, if you were to ever watch the original Dragon Ball, I think it would actually give you a lot of reasons to love Tien.
I like Tien.
Yeah, but in Dragon Ball Z, it's like he was only there for like moments. Like
he will always show up and do what he can.
Yeah, and that's what I legitimately do feel like in Dragon Ball Z. He had like a good. If there was like a top 10 list of most hype moments. Sorry.
Thinking about Tien, I'm thinking things.
He has at least two of them because the non-stop tri-beams against Cell
was insane.
Was a moment. Like, I'm like,
literally. And he said, "I'm gonna give my whole, bro."
Yeah, and another one was when I always loved the moment when Gohan and Boo were going off, and then you really thought that Boo had Gohan, and then all you see was Tien come in last second, and I love that because I know I hate like Deus Ex Machinas. People usually hate that as a trope, but that was really a moment because they kept on showing little moments of Tien dodging like. When Boo killed everyone on Earth, they showed you that Tien sidestepped that and be like, "Yo, what's going on?" Like, and on top of that, if there's somebody who would come in last minute,
it makes sense.
Tien is like, yeah,
it makes sense as him, but it's also better because you don't even expect it because you forget about him during the arc. So when he shows up, it's like, oh yeah, you're like, yo, I didn't see that coming, but it makes sense. Like that's how you really tell a good story.
Yeah, my personal favorite fight though, and I know it's so. I have two favorite fights. At least in Z, Super thinks a different story. No, actually, I have 3 favorite fights. I'm sorry. I know I'm at 3 favorite fights.
I got 6 favorite fights. No, I have 12 favorite fights.
Hit versus Goku.
Super
Saiyan
moment
Blue
where he
Kaioken,
did Kaioken. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a moment that to me is like one of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love Goten versus Trunks at the World Tournament. I love that fight. It was so.
That was really cute.
Yeah, it was such a cute fight, but they were also both going at like.
Also like it kind of signified how they're children because at the end Trunks used his Super Saiyan power to beat him.
And Goten's like, no, I won. Like yeah. And no, but I think my favorite fight probably just especially when it comes to what it meant, especially for, I think Vegeta's entire character really was like a before and after this moment, and it was Majin Vegeta versus Goku. I think that's just like you can't argue against that. That is a fight.
Say what you want.
Vegeta was really trying to prove.
Say what you want about the Boost Saga. I was about to say that fight was so perfectly placed in there.
Yeah,
it was so long overdue.
Like Vegeta was trying to prove something to somebody that does not care.
Yeah.
Like Goku was actively hating what he was trying to prove. Like there was nothing to prove. Goku doesn't care if Vegeta's stronger than him. In fact, he would actually be more excited at the idea of that. Like, oh, Vegeta, you're stronger than me now? Yo, let's talk. And what I love even more, I know people may have their thoughts about this, was I think Goku when you find out that Goku was holding back that entire fight, like Goku could have beat Vegeta that entire time, and he actively chose not to save his ego.
He literally fought him out of pity. Like he didn't actually want to fight him at all, dude. There was more important shit on the line.
And at any given moment, he could have turned Super Saiyan 3 and beat his ass, and he still chose not to.
Didn't do it. And I know people argue that, oh, but Super Saiyan 3 where you use so much energy. That's. I mean, come on, like.
It's true, but at the same time, I just love that dynamic of it. Like,
it makes sense.
Going so hard, doing so much, really losing himself and his family, just for this one moment that meant nothing. Like, it just was like, what are you doing? And then he finally caught on to that too, obviously.
Which kind of like brings in the whole like epiphany he has when he blows himself up.
Exactly. It's like I did all of this for nothing.
Yeah.
This gave me nothing. I feel nothing. I feel even worse because of what I'm doing right now. What was it? What was it for? God, what was all this for?
Vegeta's story is so well done, man. Honestly, if he stayed dead, fuck me. That would have been a fucking way for a character to go out. We would have had Vegeta murals over Goku murals in Mexico, dude. Like 1,000%. If he died in the explosion, he would have been the face of Dragon Ball Z, bro.
Okay, I don't know.
You don't think so? Yo, he would have went out like a G. People be like, yo, they should have killed Vegeta like that, man. Like, fuck, he should have stayed.
100%. You have a question? I needed to ask the number one question, but
the fight one.
I never even answered. You just
you.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
You said Gohan versus Cell, no?
Yeah, but I was gonna tell you why.
Oh, I'm okay. No, I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
No, I will. Please. Oh, don't do this now.
Not on the recording. Not on the recording.
Don't do this in the middle of recording, please.
Mofa.
That's crazy.
It was honestly just because of Android 16.
Oh yeah.
It was just because of that.
That's why.
I know. It's also because Gohan was already before Vegeta, Gohan was my favorite character, and seeing him fight was obviously emotional because he just didn't have faith in himself, and it was really just Android 16 telling him it is really up to you, and he was dying in Android 16, and it really matters for Android 16 because I grew an attachment to it for Android 16 throughout that entire time because he was gaining humanity throughout that entire time of Cell. And just seeing that, you start to care about characters, and that is the whole reason. It's like, oh shit, he dies. Like, if he dies, I'm not gonna be okay. So when his head got cut off and he's just looking at Gohan and just talking to Gohan, I'm just like, I teared up a little bit, and that's when Gohan really went off. And that was really just the reason, because I'm just like, my favorite character of all time, who's really just like this really smart, strong kid who has so much potential, and he's such a
perfect.
He's such a human being. Like, you know, he's not like his dad, who's just strong all the time and he's just always looking for strength. But he's just a normal kid who doesn't have full faith in himself. Yeah. And that was literally it. But I like my second favorite fight was Vegeta and Top.
Oh. What? What's that face?
That's number 2?
Yeah, because once again, my favorite fights are based on my favorite characters.
Fair.
Wait, yeah. No. So it's like 2. It has like my number 2 favorite fights are actually like the same thing. The Buu one where Majin Vegeta, that fight, and
Vegeta versus Buu,
and Vegeta and Top. Those 2 fights, and the reason why is because both times because like, once again, I love Vegeta because of who he is and how because of his ego. We know that Vegeta is learning under Beerus to be like God of Destruction, and the fact that he didn't even know it at that time, but he fought against the current,
God of Destruction,
of God of Destruction, and he won. It was really just a foreshadowing of the future. Because, like, you know what, I am, he really was just saying, like, this is who I am, without really able to say it to himself. I feel like he has huge insecurities, and one of the reasons why I love him because of that is because he's so open about it. Like, he's never hiding the fact that he's very insecure, he's not strong enough, and he's trying to be better, and he feels this competitiveness. Like, we live in a world where we're constantly looking at people and we feel like we're not good enough. He's the prince of all Saiyans, and he's not good enough. Like, imagine feeling that and not being able to have everything to yourself, but having this one person, low-class guy who's taller than you, stronger than you, constantly beating it. Yeah, like, it's like...
Bigger than me, stronger than me, and he's bigger than me.
Why? Because he's...
on the JV song with me.
Literally. It's like, it's all of those things, and... in a real world situation, that is so true. Like, we are looking, I'm sorry, my posture is so fucking bad.
It's pretty bad.
You're good.
It's really just that, because while you guys may not, or most people may not look at it that way, I look at it in a very psychological way where Vegeta is such a human, because in our current world, we see a lot of people constantly compare. You go to the gym and you see people stronger than you. You feel like, oh my god, I should be better than them, but I'm not better than them. I should be doing this, but I'm not doing this. I should be making this much money, but I'm not making this much money. He's having all these problems, but at the same time, he has people that he loves. He loves Trunks, he loves Bulma. He actually, for some reason, cares about Goku. He cares about Gohan. He cares about Goten because that's his son's best friend. And, like, all these things, but, like, it's like, that doesn't mean that those are the things that he's fighting for at the end, because that's all he has left, because he clearly cannot compete with the world. So in both the first situation with Buu, that is what I love, because he's very clearly portraying that he cares about these people, but also very much being vulnerable about who he is and his vulnerability, like his insecurities. And with Top, is more so just that it's a foreshadowing. Like, I really loved that, my favorite character of all time, who's always never felt like he was enough, finally looked like he was enough now. Like, he finally can say, I beat the God of Destruction. And that is something that he can always say.
I feel like, I see where you're coming from. It's just, I don't know, from my opinion, the reason why I react the way I did is that fight was one episode, and I felt like it was so short-lived. Where I feel like you look at Vegeta versus Cell when he became Super Vegeta, and he was really about it, like, oh, I'm beating his ass. You know what? Power up again. I'll beat you up in your next form. You look at that. You look at Majin Vegeta versus Goku. You look at Vegeta versus Frieza. And I think those sit in it a lot longer. So there's more time to really digest it and kind of eat it and chew with it. But when you look at the fight with him at top, I don't know. To me, it was just such a short moment where it comes and goes.
You're right.
I see the implications of it, but man, they didn't sit long with that at all.
No, that is the only reason I don't like it. But the only reason I put it as my second is not at all because of how they executed it. It's more so just the idea of
what it implies.
Yeah, that's why, because with every other character, you always kind of have an idea of who they are. But with him, you finally kind of have an idea, like, that guy beat, him.
Yeah.
So that's why, that is the only reason it's my second, but not at all because of how they fought or whatever. Not at all because of that.
That makes sense.
Because you're right, it's very short-lived, it's very congested all together. And I'm just like, that's it? That's all I get from this? Even I told you, I'm like, of all the fights in Tournament of Power, this one's the one that I wish that it was,
way longer.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's it.
What's the meme? Because of the implication? It's Always Sunny?
What meme?
It's Always Sunny.
Which one?
Because of the implication.
Is that what you thought of when I said that?
Yeah. Do you have any questions, Simon? Because I have just a final one.
I was just gonna say, I'm such a fucking Cell Games dude. Did you guys ever watch Gohan versus Cell in the original dub, like Z dub, not Kai dub?
No.
I implore you to watch it. I watched the Kai dub maybe a month or so ago. Fine, I still love the fight, but it doesn't hit as hard. Like the Android 16 speech doesn't hit, the transformation doesn't hit, it doesn't feel earned. The Z one, the speech, what Gohan's inner monologue is before the red line splits in his head, all of it hits a lot harder, dude.
Yeah, so there's some moments in the Z in the original and the anime. Yeah, they're just like I'll never forget that the one moment that I was one moment that I was looking forward to was how angry Vegeta gets when he finds that one Dragon Ball that he has. I remember in Namek was like this race of the Dragon Balls to get them first. And
that was a really fun.
Yeah, that was fun, right?
That's one of the reasons why I wanted to continue.
Yeah, like that.
Vegeta losing his mind.
No, oh shit! I ran out of space in the memory card.
Oh damn!
We're gonna have to rely on this.
If you're gonna rely on this, you guys gotta get way closer to the camera because you guys keep getting blurred. Yep. Closer.
All right, my camera dies, so we're just gonna have to rely on this. But anyways, so the moment that made her go, oh yo, next episode was when they were racing for the Dragon Balls on Namek. But one moment that really disappointed me in the Kai dub, I'll give it to that. I'll mention this is that when Vegeta finds the Dragon Ball was missing, and he was angry, like that should have been like the craziest scream we've ever heard because he was beyond livid. His
eyes were bloodshot when they animated.
Yeah, and in Kai they didn't really do a good
justice
job
at all.
That,
I was like, no.
But the original one made you like legitimately like terrified.
No, the first one it was like a bloodthirsty scream. It was like, oh shit, he snapped. Like he's actually losing it.
But I wanted to ask you two questions, and it's just your thoughts on two specific characters, because it's two characters that I feel like are very essential in a way. Huh? Oh no! Well, you love the movies.
Yeah.
Broly and Superhero.
I don't remember. Which, can you remind me of what the
Superhero's like the newest one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Gohan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Gohan and Piccolo. Because it's called Superhero.
Yeah.
But you enjoyed both of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did. There's a gun underneath the table. I did.
You know,
they were okay.
When we were first watching Dragon Ball Z, and like he's just like, we would come home and he'd be like, "You want to watch it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I actually like it." Like, are you sure? Are you sure?
Like we can stop. We can stop right now. Are you sure?
That's he kept doing that, and he will still do that. Like, even until the very end when we were watching Super, he's just like, you want to watch another episode?
Gohan's about to transform. He paused it. Are you sure? Like, it's probably not even that good anymore, honestly. You kind of got the gist of it.
You know, it's funny. I feel like you'd be the same way. Like Simon, you'd be the exact same.
I'm on a date with a girl. I'm just like, nah, listen, this is probably like the corniest part. You don't have to keep watching anymore. Like, it's
meanwhile, you're like crying in a corner.
Like, he never wanted to fight.
Well, I wanted to ask you your two opinions, and if you have nothing else to say, Simon, then we can end it here because I know we're already like over an hour.
You're good.
I wanted to ask you your opinion on two characters. Future Trunks, because I think he's a very humongous part of who. No one doesn't love.
I deadass follow Instagram profile called Trunks.ig, and it's just Future Trunks content. I wish I was making that up. It's an IG page dedicated to only Future Trunks content, and I can't stop following it.
I love Future Trunks and I love Trunks, but like every time, it's like he's something else for you.
He's something else for every fan.
He's every boy's like dream of what they were like in high school. Like every boy wishes they were like that in high school, just had that much clout.
Sam, our good friend Sam, shout out. He keeps calling himself Future Trunks.
Oh my god. Is it because that one time I said he's like Trunks?
All right, there's a very specific moment in BoJack Unbound. You know what I'm talking about? That one shot.
Is that who Sam thinks he is?
Sam will kill somebody. I typed in Sam.
Sam Future Trunks.
BoJack.
I know he has. I know he has a bookmark on his phone.
That is not Sam.
It's not. No one will ever think that. But
he
Sam would kill. We all know this shot. Like this one.
He thinks yo, that's me. That's me for real, bro.
Like he's crazy, but no. Everyone. I don't think there's anything. It's interesting to have your perspective, but I'm actually a really big fan of Dragon Ball Super. I do know it has its problems from here and there, but I'm also a really big fan of the Goku Black arc.
Yeah.
When Trunks comes back, I know people have their issues. I will say that I have an issue with how scrawny Trunks looked. Like that will always be an issue. He looks
so weak compared to what he is in Z.
Yeah, I'll give it that always through and through. That was just horrible. Whoa.
I wasn't joking, by the way. Just
oh my god.
Yeah, it's really good content.
And every time Simon sees a pic, he's like, "That's so me,
dude." Literally. That's so me.
Literally. That's so me. Yeah, that's you.
No, but he looks so much more scrawny. Oh, there it is, scrawny version. He looks so much more scrawny.
No. Okay. That's the current Trunks though. So
yeah, but still, he was pretty scrawny in like the Goku Black arc. Like
no, but Goku
Black right here, like straight up.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are your thoughts on Future Trunks?
Future Trunks, I don't know. Like that's a very vague question because there's like so many thoughts. So what would you?
Do you think he's a good character?
I think he's a great character. I think honestly the whole time travel thing was hard for me to grasp because I'm so used to the Marvel idea of time travel. But I don't know. Just I really like Future Trunks, but it was just really sad for me. It was a little too sad of a.
Yeah, he has a terrible life.
Yeah, I'm just like, why is he still there? Just
going back to that timeline is just depressing as fuck.
Yeah, just take everyone out because at that point, no one is having a good time. Like everyone is suffering.
No one's having a good time.
Yo, no one's vibing.
Honestly, all three of us here, I probably would agree. I would go back, bring my mom to the other timeline, and call it a day. Like that. That's it, bro.
Bring Mama with Boma, and bring Mai, and that's really it.
That's really it, dude. Like, what else might I be doing back at home, dude?
Because him and Mai are definitely.
I mean, he did. Like, come on. He got shy around her, but I'm pretty sure they're going crazy.
Oh yeah, even that I like. Now we even know who Future Trunks is gonna be.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
It's so unexpected.
Yeah, it is.
No, but I like that though. So for some things I expect, like when I found out that Bulma got pregnant with Vegeta, that one was like the biggest culture shock type thing you would assume.
You know how they say when you go to Japan you get a lot of culture shock? Watching Dragon Ball Z is the moment Vegeta fucks Bulma is the culture shock.
like that time when Trunks is like, oh, that's my dad, and he's like, what? Like I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? So yeah, there are some things that we shouldn't expect it. Like we shouldn't. Obviously, it's a good thing to be a surprise, but some things it's nice to just follow it up. It's just so cute.
I thought you were also surprised about Krillin and Android 18, no?
Oh my god,
dude, he's my hero.
I have no idea how that works, but yes.
If he can do it, anyone can do it, man. That's why I tell
honestly,
myself.
yeah, he's a short king right there.
Yeah. All right, my final question to you about a character that I think is really interesting to talk about.
Tapion.
There's a lot to talk about with that.
Dying question.
Yeah, he's a character from one of the movies, but he's really cool. Mr. Satan.
Oh my god! I'm
thoughts?
happy you asked me that question.
Do you have thoughts?
Also, this is not staying. I love Mr. Satan. I used to hate that guy.
Yeah.
I used to hate that guy. Can
really?
You believe that?
No, I can believe
like,
the first part. I really can't believe you warmed up to him.
It took me time.
Dude, a lot of people when they first watch Dragon Ball Z is like, and it takes years for people to be like, you know what? In hindsight, pretty good character.
I'll main him and all the
I warmed up to him the moment he brought out the humanity in Boo.
Yeah.
That was when I'm just like, so you're really a good guy who just has very little self-esteem. So you need.
It was his redemption arc. It was like what made him human.
Yeah. So, but he was. I genuinely believe everybody has good in them. They just need the right moment to bring that out. And I saw that because like he just needed. That was the moment when I saw that good in him. I think everybody you can see good in them, but you just need to strike it. But yeah, like that was I think he's once again another complex character like Boo. Like he's a fake ass.
He's a horrible fake ass.
Horrible fake ass who's a fucking billionaire who makes money off of being fake, but he uses that fakeness to help people. Like there's so many like layers to this. It's just fucking crazy. Like the fact that even this one guy who has nothing to do with the main people has this many layers, that is honestly just the telling of Dragon Ball Z, and the fact that how many other characters have so many layers without.
Shows you the mangaka just how good he was.
Oh my god. The nipple guy?
No, mangaka.
Mangaka. He meant He said mangaka. Not Monaka.
Not that guy. No. Not that guy.
Okay.
But,
not the nipple character.
One thing that I really loved that moment of, because when we first get introduced to Mr. Satan, you really don't know what the hell we're going with him. Like by all means, you would have no idea that he was gonna stay a relevant character when he first got introduced in the Cell Saga.
No,
like there's no way. But I think one thing that I really loved in the Boo arc was Videl. Like we get introduced to her, and we're seeing that she's a lot more competent than Mr. Satan. Like it's very obvious.
Opposite.
Yeah, opposite. And not just that, but throughout the entire arc, every single time that she gets brought up, it kind of just feels like she keeps witnessing moments in which this allure, the legend of her dad, is just getting shattered.
Yeah.
It's like she meets Gohan. She kind of ends up realizing that Gohan was the one who
you're the blonde people that were there at the Cell games, no? Yeah.
Yeah. Like she ends up realizing that yeah.
That was just amazing.
Yeah.
She is what Chi-Chi wants to be.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So when she brought Gohan over, Chi-Chi and Videl over for dinner, and as soon as she found out that she was rich, she's like, wait. So
you got money?
You guys getting married?
It was good.
It's not even like she has personality. She's really pretty. She's strong. She's also a good person. She has a personality. She's a good student. She wants to be like her dad, like whatever she thinks her dad is. Like there's so many layers to her.
She's a really well-written character.
Yeah.
She's a well-written character.
I was gonna say that one low-key moment that I think deserves a lot more recognition was obviously when, like, Mr. Satan actually truly was the MVP of the Boo Saga, through and through. And it was that moment to me when they're all on Kame's lookout, and Videl approaches Piccolo, and Piccolo says to her, "Your dad truly is the the world's greatest or the world's hero, something like that. He told her that your dad really is a hero.
Yeah.
Kind of just feels like even with after all of that she was hearing, it's like
hearing it from that side too, not hearing it from a regular human being, civilian. Hearing it from the people who are there on the ground. It's like, oh, word.
Who know this shit, who have been protecting everything. She's hearing, nah, your dad really is the true hero.
Because he cares, he wants to do it. It just doesn't have.
Because his approach, and even though he went there with malicious intention, he wanted to kill Boo. But yeah, he ended up developing a friendship with him instead, with the dog. Like, they had a little family. And, his approach really was the best way to save the world.
Literally.
And, of course, everything that happened on the Supreme Kai's planet, where even though, like, obviously, like, it's crazy that he was even fucking there. Like, I think I told you this, too, because there's a certain point where she was asking me, like, how is this going to end? And I was like, oh, yeah, it's going to be Goku, Vegeta, and Mr. Satan versus Kid Buu.
She was like, good one.
What? Shut the fuck up. Because
it really sounds like it doesn't make any fuking sense. Like, what was Satan still doing around?
Yeah, like Vegeta was going in on Goku talking about, you decided to save Mr. Satan and not your own fucking son. We know how brolic your son is, and you chose.
A very smart thing. That was the one smart thing that Goku.
Hey, he gave Cell the sensu bean that beat up Gohan even more to help him achieve Super Saiyan 2.
You're right. I forgot.
Big brain moment.
It's not abuse if it leads to saving the world.
It's too rare to find Goku to make smart decisions, and that one was, I would say, is one of the smartest decisions he's ever made.
In a way that he didn't expect it.
Yeah, like it's like I wouldn't even thought of that. Like if I was in Goku's shoes, I'm like, I want to bring the most strongest people.
I think it's because Goku, the way I've learned to appreciate this character's way of thinking is, I think from his POV, it's how far can I push shit until it's no longer in my control. I think that's kind of how he thinks it. Like, I want a good challenge. I don't want to end things early. I don't want to beat it. I could kill Majin Buu right now. Not gonna do that. I want a challenge. And then finally, when you get to Kid Buu, it's like, oh, okay, it's kind of out of hand now.
I was asking a little bit too much.
My bad. Okay, we have a real problem now. I think that's how he usually thinks.
Yeah. For sure. I'll just say that moment, I know it's a small moment, but Goku legitimately had a really good plan against Jiren. Remember that one time when we were
Oh, yeah.
Goku could have knocked him out.
It's too rare.
No, his battle IQ is high. His battle IQ is stupid high. But
no, I get that.
Yeah.
But like, it's like making actual like intelligent decisions.
I mean, this kid was
compared to just wanting to
in the woods, man. Like, what do you expect? he literally got dropped on his head as a kid. Not even as a kid, as a toddler. It was raised in the woods. The fact that he can move and talk and breathe is already a miracle in
He's
itself.
just saying. He's expected to do much better than that.
He can't even write in his own language. He probably can't even write in English.
That is also.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Goku signing a check?
Honestly,
You ever think about, like, Chi-Chi always pressures him for money, and so he's always trying to find jobs in order to pay the bills. But you ever just think about, like, he could have literally just gathered the Dragon Balls at any given moment.
Nah, but he would. I don't think he would. No, he actually might think about it.
No, he would. No, because that's like.
Yeah.
that way he has more time to fight.
I was about to say he has more time to train and fight. He's like, if I do this, she can shut her fucking yap, and then I can train and fight.
So this dude, I would say that, like, there's a lot of moments in which he definitely isn't smart. I'll give you that. But there's also a lot of moments in which, like, without him, like, we're screwed. But a lot of the worst things that have happened in Dragon Ball Z from beginning to the end is because of him. Yeah. He has when he died in the Cell Saga, he said the reason for that was that he is consistently the problem. He legitimately always is.
He always is. He could have beat fucking Boo, dude, like, immediately. There was no reason for any of that to happen.
The Tournament Power only happened because of him. Obviously, no.
No. He actually helped.
It did help, but again, it only happened because of him. But these things only end up helping not because he actually chose for it to happen. Like, it's not a smart decision. It was a selfish decision that just ended up being the decision.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not a smart one.
Damn, this list has Goku.
My ultimate moment is just him just giving Cell a sense of that one I will never forget.
Yeah, 100%.
I've learned to forgive it.
No.
You gotta put your kid in dirt to see some diamonds, grind the dirt until it gets to become a diamond.
He shouldn't be a dad.
No, it's alright. Like if my kid's going through something, I'd be like, it's okay. Just suffer more, and then you'll eventually become a Super Saiyan 2. And he won't understand the reference.
Then you cut off your own head and son.
No, I'm in front of the kitchen stove that's leaking gas, and I'm holding a box of lighters. I did this for you.
Family.
He'll become a Super Saiyan too. He'll skip Super Saiyan. You know how insane that is.
God.
We can't even do that.
Right.
Last question.
Who do
you want to main in Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, the new video game coming out? Who do you want to be main character?
I would say Nerdy Gohan.
Whis.
Whis?
You're so cheap.
Come on.
You're so cheap.
How am I cheap?
You know.
Because you're going to sit down with Josue to play, and then Josue can't touch you?
Can't even do nothing. Yeah, it's like, well, guess who won?
No, but I told you who I was going to pick. So I told you I was going to pick Jiren, Beerus.
Jiren and then Beerus? Or you just, like, don't really...
I don't know how the thing works.
I can't tell if you're saying, like, Jiren was above Beerus or, like, both of them are equal to the same to you.
No, I'm just picking.
The first person that you play as will be what? Who?
Beerus.
Okay. All right. I respect it more.
Just wants OP characters, I see you.
Yeah, she does. Her whole thing in video games is she will always play as a canonically most strongest character.
Not really. I don't always do that. I played at Tien before.
He was not the first person you played as. And who did he end up going back on? Yeah.
I had a feeling Broly was gonna come up there. I had a fucking feeling.
Beerus, Jiren. So 3 characters.
And you said Whis already. I know you're gonna flip it.
No, I told you the 3 characters. I didn't pick Whis for those 3 characters.
Okay, fine. Broly.
I said Goku Black.
Oh, Goku Black. Right.
I gave you 3 characters before. I never picked Whis because you already told me what Whis is about.
She really fucked with Goku Black. She really.
And I really
think everyone does.
I feel like he's gay.
Low key. Wait, what?
Why do I feel like? Why do I feel like that's not an? I don't think that's an off take. Jose, who are your top 3 for day 1?
I'm not gonna. Okay, Team Goku. Like I'm always gonna be a sucker.
You're gonna go base Goku straight up, yeah. Like day 1.
No, Team Goku. Like,
Goku.
Kid Goku, whatever it is. Yeah. I'm always a sucker. I'm always a sucker for Kid Goku. Like I'm not gonna lie, always a sucker. Kaba.
Oh.
I don't know why. I love Kaba.
That's
Kaba.
your number 2.
I can't.
When's the last time you even played a Super Saiyan 4 Goku and you're gonna go to fucking Kaba? Really?
Dude, alright, when I was watching Dragon Ball Super with Shadia, one of the things that I kept thinking about was, there are so many new characters that I've never played as in a Dragon Ball Z game before. Kaba. I cannot wait to play as these characters. Kaba. And the first character, I don't know what it is, man. Kaba, I love Kaba.
I know.
I love him.
Who's your third?
Man, that's a tough one. Fuck.
Nothing at all. Top of your head.
Damn, those are my top 2, and I kind of feel like I need to look at the roster again. But honestly, I'm always a sucker for the kid characters, so it might have to be. Funny enough, I think Kid Trunks is the character that I want to go for.
Damn, really?
Kid Trunks. Yeah, I know I have a weird list, but
I thought Oob was gonna round out your top 3.
Oob is so great. Oh my god, I should have thought of.
You know what? All right. Okay, yeah. I would have said Oob, but it's not.
I completely forgot about Oob.
Yeah, I love Oob. But Oob is not Oob from the end of Dragon Ball Z. It's Oob only from
from GT.
GT.
I'm okay with that, baby. Yeah, I saw the roster reveal. I saw, yeah.
But honestly, all right. In Dragon Ball GT, Oob and Majin Buu fuse. They stay together with the Potara earrings, and they become Majoob.
That was Majin. In the game, aren't they calling them Majinoob? I think in the game they're gonna
Majoob.
It might be Majoob, but in the game they're calling him Majinoob.
Oh, okay. Well, nonetheless, it's like because like they were always meant to be together. You know what I mean? Like, and so that's an idea in Dragon Ball GT that I've always loved. And so honestly, now they become Oob, I think Majoob like.
They gotta make that canon.
He's gonna be in the game. I'm like, oh,
they gotta make that
goes
canon, dude.
so hard.
He looks so tough, dude, when he does it.
Because Majin Buu says goodbye to Mr. Satan. He's like, I think I know. Majin Buu is like saying something along the lines of like, I think I know what I need to do. Because there was a threat to Earth that was like so OD, and nobody was able to clear. And so Majin Buu and Oob fuse, and it was like, God. Yeah, I might give him a Jew, man. I might give him a Jew.
My top 3 that I'm itching to play day one, and this is from worst to highest. Not worst.
Super Saiyan 2 Gohan.
That's not the worst one. That's the highest one. But the bottom one, is Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, because that's just fucking.
Yeah, you're basic as fuck. Yeah.
With the little, when he crosses his arms and fucking hits you with his fucking feet. Oh, that's just gonna fucking bang. The second one is another GT character, fucking Baby Vegeta. That one is form. I know Shay doesn't know what I'm talking about. You gotta show her that form when Baby absorbs Vegeta is, in my opinion, the hardest design of any character in any Dragon Ball Z medium, dude. That is a hard design. He's got like the reticle eyeballs, white hair. The fucking vest is popping. Like, it's just a fire design. I love that.
You're talking about like complete the final form of Baby Vegeta?
Let me see. I can't remember which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
that joint. That shit's
this is what you're talking about.
Oh.
That shit's hard.
There was a villain in Dragon Ball GT that he ended up taking over Vegeta's body and kept on kind of like using it as like a parasite.
Sorry, man. No, sorry, man. No, not that one. Not that one. It was the maroon tank top one. So first form. Maroon tank top with the fucking spiky.
So this is how he initially looked like. Like this is
Vegeta.
Yeah.
The villain's name is Baby. Yeah. Yeah. So when he said Baby Vegeta, you actually thought he meant like when you
said turning a little baby.
No. Baby Vegeta. That first form with the maroon tank top is tough. And finally, to round it out, you already know, Teen Gohan Super Saiyan 2. Give me that shit all day. Oh, I can't wait to spam Father Son Kamehameha. Oh my god, that was my go-to move back in the day, bro. I would fucking spam the fuck out of that shit.
I will say though, I think I'm also just excited to play as Ultra Instinct Goku. Like I think that's just.
I've seen the game. Have you seen the gameplay of him?
I'm trying to avoid everything.
I looked up his gameplay. Ultra Instinct Goku looks so good, dude. He looks so fucking good.
Yeah, I love the hair.
Yeah, the silver hair looks so.
No, dude, you'll see his ki. They animated it differently in the game. The way they animate this key when you charge up is nuts.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let's I think we're good.
Let's start wrapping up. You guys want to wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right, go for it, Jose.
Well, thank y'all for tuning in.
Y'all. Sorry.
Oh my god. Anyways, thank y'all for tuning in. It's just been a really exciting and fun journey now that I can actually talk shop with my wife.
Talk shop.
talk everything Dragon Ball Z. It's a really cute blessing, and I really appreciate it. Like it's so cool. Like, but I feel like it's one of those things that every guy always dreams of. They'll never say it, will they? Every guy I feel like wants a girl who's watched Dragon Ball Z.
Not the watch part. I think it's more so just like I can mention a character, you'd be like, oh, I know who the fuck you're talking about. It's like, yeah, you do. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. Exactly. Like if I would have mentioned Frieza, Frost, fucking.
Oh my god. Why didn't you ask me a question about Frieza?
Oh, she loves Frieza.
I love Frieza.
That's a
monkey.
You gotta. You have an interesting top 3. Nerdy.
But you hated Frieza at first.
I did.
Everyone hates Frieza at first. He's a punk ass bitch when you first meet him.
I just love his sassy personality. But continue. I feel like I just could talk forever.
No, but that's the beauty of this shit.
We are talking about Dragon Ball, which is a massive 20+ year franchise, so it's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and there's a lot more that you haven't even seen of it too.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different conversation.
Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate you stopping by. If you like the content, please subscribe, leave a comment, like the video, and let us know anything about our thoughts that you might agree or might disagree with. We'll be in the comments responding back. See you guys later.
Yeah. Peace.